you also got your traditional demolition derbies you can do in the game. Which I love demolition derbies. It's just blowing the crap out of everything. And now before, instead of just doing it like before, where I can't remember if FLATOUT 2 had this or not, but like the earlier FLATOUT, the first one I know was just your traditional. You know, you got like 10 or 12 cars. Last man standing's a winner. They got another option on here if you prefer, where you can just keep respawning, and it's like whoever gets the most kills in like say 5 minutes is a winner. I found that to be pretty fun. You know, so in case you happen to get someone gets a lucky hit on you, you get taken out early, you can keep going. Yep. How do you like the demolition derbies in here?
It's pretty good overall. I mean, it's kind of like the old ones though, where trucks are overrated, and then you know the smaller cars usually get beat up pretty easy. But I mean, it's either everyone uses a big car, or everybody uses a really small car.
Yeah,
they're always fun, especially you know in this one because the graphics are so nice on the 360, and you see car parts flying everywhere. And
yeah.
Sometimes just like, how's that car still driving?
Yep.
And I guess one cool feature about it too is like you can get the wheels to come off your cars, which is neat. I think they should have had it affect your handling a little bit more, or be like in a destruction derby where, you know, if your tire does get knocked off or jammed or something, they should make it so, you know, you can't really accelerate too much. So you're kind of like dead meat, I guess. But I think that would have been neat if they would have done that when your tires get knocked off. But when your tires get knocked off, it doesn't affect your handling so much. It's just kind of visually effective, I guess.
Right.
It's a nice touch, though.
Okay, no, then we got the Carnage mode. You got your FLATOUT mode and your Carnage mode. There's like two separate main single-player, not really campaigns, but say modes of progression. So Carnage mode is like, you got, I think it's like a total of 32 events, 30-something, and it's just like you'll have one event will be your standard race, and then another event will be like a demolition derby, and another event will be a stunt mode, which we described a little earlier. Stunt mode, you know, doing one of those crazy ragdoll physics events, where like you said, Joe, you can launch your body, where you launch your body, your racer, your driver out of your vehicle, and doing a course of events like trying to get them to land on a dartboard to get the best score, or in like a bowling alley, you launch your driver to, you guess it, knock down as many pins as possible, or launch them to get like make a best hand in poker. So they got all kinds of crazy events, and so you got like 32 of these events, and they also got things like bombing runs and time trials and stuff like that. And you keep doing those. I spent a lot of time on this. And you're graded on how you do on like gold, silver, bronze, and like the better you do, the more you unlock. And I got up to where I was able to get to like unlock all but the last two events in here, because I just couldn't. It was hard for me to keep making a better score to unlock the last two events. I kept trying and I kept trying, but it's freaking taking forever. It pissed me off. I don't know, did you spend a lot of time in the Carnage mode, Joe?
I spent maybe an hour or two, and it was fun, but I don't know, I guess I'm more just for the destructive racing, and the Carnage mode was fun, but I just, if it was moving from event to event, like, and you didn't have to score ridiculously high on some of them, it would be fun, but some of them, like, the score was just so high up there that I wasn't able to do it with, like, 5 tries. Yeah. So I just kind of gave up, I guess, a little bit faster on that. It was fun, though. Yeah. Definitely worth a try.
I kind of preferred that over the old FLATOUT mode, because I did that a lot in the first two FLATOUTs. I'm alright, I'm up for something different. And I like this up until where, you know, if you're only so good, and like I was able to get first in some events, but because maybe I didn't spend as much time smashing stuff up or delivering big hits, I didn't get as good as a score. I was only able to get like a bronze or whatever. It limited how much I was able to unlock. That's kind of a downer. Yeah. Now we kind of touched on the stunt modes, and they introduced some new ones this time around. I've played, since this game's been out for over a year now, it's got a little vague, and we're playing it a little bit just for a refresher, but it's kind of a little vague on which events are the new ones. But I like the ones you have in here. Like, I have to say, for the stunt modes, curling is awesome. I really like curling. And of course, a high jump's always a classic favorite. And bowling's fun too. What are some of your favorite stunt modes?
A lot of those too. I don't know, like in general I like all of them, but curling, as you said, is a lot of fun, and bowling is too, but the dartboard is kind of one of my favorites, because you can actually get really good at that. And it's always fun.
I remember the one that pissed me off a lot was the stupid soccer goalie, or you got a goalie who's like a static board who's moving back and forth. Looks like something you'd see at like an old carnival game or something. And as you launch your driver, you got to get him in the net just right. You can't just make him in the net. You got to make sure to land him along the four corners. Hit like a bullseye inside the net. And that goalie's a bitch to get by sometimes. But yeah, I think the stunt modes are just like a nice distraction. You know, you want to take a break from all the heavy-duty races. And especially, too, there's a party mode in the game, which is just a stunt mode, and you can make it up to, like, I think 8 players as alternative.
Yep. And you only need 1 controller, too, not 2,
yeah.
So that's the nice part about it. A lot of people are, like, thought about 8 people, 8 controllers, what?
It could take a while, but if you got a lot of people, it could be some fun, you know?
Oh, yeah. You can do either a variety of stunts in a row or just one at a time, so it's fun to mess around with.
Now, Joe, you're big into, you play online a lot more than I do. I play some, but you are way more into online gaming than I am. How did you like the Xbox Live integration for this?
It works pretty good. I mean, there's really no lag or anything like that, so there isn't really a whole lot of, I guess, BS that you could say that goes on. But overall, you know, like if you want really competitive races, you can go online, because this is a game that's developed to race dirty, and because the more you bash people, the more points you get. If you send them into a wall, you know, you get more points. If you T-bone them while they're taking a turn, like you hit them in the side and you actually bring them against the wall and destroy them, you know, you get like massive amount of points. And like it's a game that you can race dirty and have fun. It doesn't take forever to recover. You send them off the track, they hit Y, they reset, they go back on the track. It's a game that, you know, is made to have a lot of fun with. And then at the same time, if you want to, you can play clean, and that way it works too. So, I mean, this really tracks all drivers. So,
I thought the online worked well. This is one we'll still hop online every like 2 to 3 months, and we're being like this game ain't super popular. Like I remember seeing some commercials for it at the time, but whenever I go on frequent, you know, video game sites or random message boards, I don't really see people talking about FLATOUT that much. And for a game that's not really, it doesn't seem to be big in the community aspect of forums and everything, I'm surprised to see that there's still people playing this online. Now, it's not like a lot of people, but it seems like any given time I can go on, I can at least find a few people online to play with.
Yep.
And the thing I like about it, too, is once a race finishes up, it doesn't kick everyone out of the lobby. You go back to the lobby, but everyone still stays, and people who may join during the middle of a race will be waiting for you when you get done. So it's easy to start up a new race and pick a new track or a new mode, like if you want to do a stunt mode online. And the cool thing about doing stunt mode online is everyone goes at the same time. You don't got to wait and watch everyone one at a time.
It's pretty neat. The only unfortunate thing, though, is it's only 1 person per console online at a time.
Yeah, you can't bring a guest online.
Yep. But, advantage, though, it's only $20 at GameStop or Walmart. And I mean, if you got one of those Edge cards, you can get it for like $15 even. So it's a relatively cheap game to pick up. So.
Now, let's talk about just the graphics and sound real quick. How do you like this game looking on the 360? It sounds like you kind of like it from what you said before.
Oh, yeah.
Briefly mentioned before.
The graphics are, if you got the HD component cables, you know, the graphics are really nice, and even if not, they're still nice. And just seeing all the parts go everywhere and scatter when you hit, so it's visually very nice. And then the sound, it has pretty good music overall. I don't really plug in my iPod to listen to it while playing or a different playlist, because the music pretty much matches like the racing type stuff, you know, and it's good. It's good to listen to when you're playing the game. So
I actually disagree with you on both fronts here. Graphics, I think it looks fine. Nothing wrong with it, but you know, it doesn't look as shiny and as polished as like say a Burnout or a Forza.
Oh, definitely not.
Of course, it's not going for that same feel. You got more. Of course, you're using more beat up, junker cars and whatnot, but they just don't look. They don't have that HD coat of polish.
Oh.
And what I'm pretty much saying is that these look like it looks like the old Xbox and PS2 games, maybe just like with a little bit, just like on steroids.
Yeah, I guess I'll agree with you on that aspect. That a lot of the